Hey guys, in today's video we're going to talking about how to using Python to plot a matrix using the form of vectors. So I was watching this video singular value decomposition, and the teacher said if a matrix is multiplied by a diagonal matrix, so this diagonal matrix basically what it's doing is doing a stretch to the original matrix. So I was not convinced by that, so I decided to use a Python program to do it. So for those who you don't know about the matrix on the graph, so for example this M1 matrix, this 2 3 can be represented as a vector on the graph. So x equals 2 and y equals to 3, so this vector can represent this these two numbers here, and this 3 0, it's x equals to 3, y equals to 0, so this arrow represents the second column. So what happens when M1 multiply this diagonal matrix? What will happen is the teacher said these two vectors will be stretched. So how does that happen? So we are looking at this on a Python program. We're using a method called quiver. So before I'm going to explain this, at first I'm gonna need to explain like what is going on here. So we have the first matrix, which I draw here, M1. So I'm using this variable to represent it. So this 2 3, it's the first row, and this 3 0, it's the second row. And I have another matrix. This is the diagonal matrix. For now, I'm on this diagonal line. I'm just using 3 as an example. And first of all, we're gonna look at this quiver function. So we mainly have 4 important parameters. The first 2 is basically saying what is the starting point of your vectors. So for these two vectors, my starting points, both of them are at 0. So I have a array of 2. Each of them it's 0 represent, for example, my first array, my first vector here, its starting point is 0, like using this 0 to represent, and the second one, this vector, and his starting point on x-axis is also 0. So that's why I have 2 values here. So this y position is the same thing. And then I have this x direction. X direction basically it's saying in this so the direction here he's using a tangent to represent. Basically it's this y values divided by this x value. That's this theta here. So I need to pass these 2 values into this directions. So as we can see here, I'm passing I just transform this this matrix. I'm transferring the first row here, and then I'm gonna make it into a array, and then I'm gonna put it into here, and then for the y it's the same. This part is a little bit confusing, but I'm gonna write it down so that you won't be confused. Why this is an because this part only accept array, that's why I had to do it into array. So this one actually the value inside is just 2 and 3, and here the value here it's just 3 and 0. So this arrow here, the direction basically is y value divided x value, so we get this angle tangent. So it's we're gonna take this 3 divided by 2, then we get this direction information. And then for this one down here who is laying down on this x-axis, it's the same thing. We using 0 divided 3, then we get this arrow here. And here this line, what it does actually just using a matrix multiplication. we're multiplying, we're using matrix 1 and then multiplying by, we're using matrix 2, multiplying matrix 1, but the transformation, we should look at it from the right to the left. Like we should read from here to here, like this. And then we're just gonna plot these two here. So as we can see here, since I'm scaling it using 3, as we can see, each of these vectors on the x-axis, it grows by 3. So here it's 3, and here it's 9. And so we can change this. For example, we can change it to, for example, 2, or maybe 1, just 1, like this. Change it to 1, back to 1. So as we can see, it goes back to where it is. But what if we're just doing this to 3? Like we run again. So as we can see, this first parameter here, it just controls along the x-axis how long it grows. And for example, like I'm gonna put it 4 here. So since this one, the y value is already 0, so no matter how many y's you're gonna put here, so it's still gonna be 0. But this one, if we change this value along the y-axis, it will grow like this. So that's it. That's how we're gonna using this how we're gonna using numpy to plot the matrix as vectors. So I'm gonna put this code on GitHub. I will put the link in the description. Yeah, thanks for watching.